Well, I hope it's not too windy. I haven't made a video in quite some time. It's just stuff. Oh, there's one. So anyways, I am feeling pretty inspired, and I wanted to come out here and just talk about it a little bit, where I am going to have my garden. You can hear the kids playing in the background, I'm sure. They're outside like all the time. But, so yeah, very recently, past few days, I've seriously thought about it and put out on paper just how much I'm wanting to grow. The sheer volume, I'm not sure yet. Got an idea. But as for like the types of things I want to grow and stuff, you know, for instance, I probably almost grew 4 stalks of corn, and I tried to grow more, and then only a couple of them ever grew enough to maturity. I hope the wind is just not horrible. But anyways, you know, and I intend to grow like a decent crop of corn, of popcorn, because we eat more popcorn than regular corn here. So anyways, yeah, and to grow enough stuff to have enough to preserve, I made a couple of batches of pickles, and that was it. I didn't have enough. I grew enough food to occasionally eat, like, to be a big contributor to, say, 1 meal a week. You know, I grew a decent amount of cherry tomatoes. But other than that, you know, it was like a salad garden. It was a great experience, an absolutely wonderful experience. I am so glad I did it. I couldn't have gotten more out of it on that aspect, because I did everything I could. I tried everything I had the opportunity to try. So on that end, it was, you know, it was great, and it has definitely fueled me to move forward. And I just walked out what I had envisioned for what I feel like would be a decent garden space, just square footage wise for us. Because then I realized, as soon as I sat down and said, well, I want to grow these things, and I want to grow, you know, at least this many of them. And I was like, I couldn't do a fraction, or I could only do a fraction of that. We rarely get wind here. This is breezy. Sounds worse on the phone, I'm sure. So, as you can tell, we're kind of nestled into this wooded area. And then the way that the house lays, and the property and the fence and what have you, have to be rather creative. And I mean, there's definitely to a salad garden, you know, some tomatoes and cucumbers, especially things that could grow up like that. So that's great. When it comes to, say, pumpkin, and then wanting to grow enough of things to be able to put some stuff back, or make, you know, have surplus to preserve, which I guess, being that that's my intent, I guess that doesn't actually count as surplus, does it? Anyways, the most ideal spot, if you're just going to say, oh, this is a great spot to grow these sort of plants, we can't put any garden there, because if something were to happen with our electric, and it did this past year, our transformer was struck by lightning, so that was an interesting experience. Anyhow, for them to be able to get back there to that, they would have to drive through the most ideal place. Other places get a really decent amount of sun, or our septic tank's right in the middle of it, in the other ideal spot behind the house. So what I'm going to do is expand on, basically on 3 sides of the small garden that I had. And like right now I'm in the shade of this tree, and I really don't know what kind of tree it is. I've got to look. And it's very upright. So during the summer, the amount of shade that this puts off is not a lot. And then this tree here, it won't cast a whole lot of shade right here. In the center, I'll kind of have an area, but there will be 2/3 of it will get a lot of sun, and then part of it will be partially shady. So I'm pretty confident that it'll work out for me. And then I walked it out just based on, in my mind, where the shadows were and how much room we needed to have around it and stuff. And this thing could end up being like 30 by 40, and I don't know if that's big or not, but it definitely feels big enough for the next step. And then I think gardening here this next year will really give me a really good idea for the following year. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm really excited. And I gotta say that, and granted, like, our winters aren't overly long here. I'm in one of the zone Bs. I cannot remember. Or no, zone 7. Maybe it's 7B. Oh, one of the little ones wants out of the house, so I gotta wrap this up. But yeah, I'm able to grow, like, I've got stuff growing right now, and I've even had seeds that I put out, since it's been really mild, for some cold hardy greens, and they're sprouting and they're doing well. So I feel like I could probably produce stuff all throughout the year, most years here, especially with a little bit of covering. I even have a pepper plant that's still growing a little bit. I'm picking the fruit off because I would like to keep it alive. So that would be really cool if I can do that. I think the raised bed has something to do with it. But I forgot what I was going to say, and then he started crying at me. So, oh yes, I don't feel like the winter is that short, because I already feel like I gotta hustle and get a greenhouse set up, which I'm just gonna buy a little cheapo wire framed thing, and my husband does not have a lot of time to help me right now with his work schedule. So I'm really told him, I value his time so much, and I want him to contribute where it's going to really make the most impact here, and being able to buy something like that will really really suit our purposes right now, as much as we love to just like do it all ourselves and do things with long term in mind. But yeah, I don't feel like the winter's that short, and I don't mind being out in the cold, so it's really great. And my growing season is very long, and I'm very thankful for that, because it's a way I can contribute to my family, especially as I continue to increase what I planted. I feel like I planted more in the fall, maybe not, but I've had more success, experience, and circumstance less pest, way less pest. So yeah, I can contribute to my family, and it's also very, very therapeutic for me. And so is these videos, and I've missed making them, but in all honesty, I only used my phone, and I did not have any room, and then my external hard drive that I had, I accidentally broke it, so. And then life just happened. I was too busy. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up, and hopefully this will be a very regular thing because I like it. So there you go.